Q&A on CII.
What is the difference between socialism, capitalism, and the Islamic economic system?
The Islamic economic system is a complete economic system that is guided by divine justice and guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. Firstly, socialism refers to the economic system where property rights do not vest in the individual. Property rights vest in the state itself, and the economic resources are directed and governed by the state itself. What is capitalism? Capitalism refers to the unbridled right of man itself in terms of economic rights and in terms of the distribution of wealth. And capitalism is a form or a factor of production in and of itself. In other words, you can earn a profit by trading commercial paper for commercial paper. And you have all forms of property rights. And there is no divine guidance in regulating property rights in a capitalist system. There are four factors of production when it comes to an economic system. The first factor of production is that factor which is referred to as capital. That in other words, that the capital is a factor of production. That a person has resources, a person has capital, then that capital is employed in terms of creating a benefit for the economic output. The second is the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur makes an effort to gain an economic benefit. And the third is labor. In other words, that a person toils hard and earns a remuneration or a fee for his or her services. And the fourth is in terms of the resources. That is, there are public resources, etc. Then how are the public resources used? From an Islamic economic perspective, we say that when it comes to capital, that capital is deployed by the entrepreneur to achieve a profit, a legitimate Sharia-compliant profit by the entrepreneur himself. And secondly, when it comes to labor, that we know the hadith as it appears, that give the employee his remuneration before his sweat dries. And when it comes to resources, that you are the owner of your wealth. But Islam goes one step further by stating that there are primary property rights and there are also secondary property rights. From a primary perspective, you are the legitimate owner of your wealth. But Islam also regulates the ownership of your wealth. In other words, that the wealth is an amanat and a trust bestowed to an individual or to a property owner by Allah himself. And therefore a person has to also pay zakat. So there are secondary rights of the poor people on the rights of the rich people also. And from a socialist perspective, the capital belongs to the state, the resources belong to the state, and we say that from a labor, that you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. Now, from an Islamic economic perspective, the difference between socialism and capitalism is that we are divinely guided in our economic activities by the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. And the Islamic economic system is not based on humanist secularism. Lastly, one of the fundamentals of an Islamic economic system is the equitable distribution of wealth, so that we dissolve the unjust monopolistic economic system, which creates an unjust monopoly in the hands of a few. And this is what Islam seeks to dissolve.
Q&A on CII.